Well, a very good morning to you watching. We were lucky to find the Vuyela males, one quite close to Rockfig as well, bright and early in the morning. Two of the males so far, we heard them vocalizing earlier on. Man, and they're in good condition as well. So these boys are definitely patrolling the eastern sector of their territory. Remember they've established themselves to the far west towards Glacieri. We're just very lucky this morning early to hear their vocalizing just west of us. And now we happen to find them. Those call in the background as that's impala that's busy rutting. And there is some impala that's noticed the two male lions walking past, so they're alarm calling. From here they're moving straight south. So there folks, you've got one Vuyela male listening to the far east, southeast, looking sort of more or less directly in the direction of where the Mayambulas and the Skora males are, but they're still far off. So that adjacent pride to the east, if you look directly towards where they're looking at, probably an extra 6 to 7 kilometers in that direction. There's another Rockfig vehicle, Frank pulling in from the other side. Man, they're going to have a mighty good view there. It's not too bad from this side as well.
One on the lookout, huh?
Yeah.
So the predators in general, they like walking on the open roads. It's an energy efficient walk. They also don't pick up so much parasites, and they can use it for hunting, line of sight opportunities. Try and get there behind Frank and see if we can also get a nice walk by like that. There's Mr. Edwell Satole up front enjoying the walk by from the male lions. Look at that big smile.
I was going to say, when it came out,
It looks like they sort of sniffing.
sometimes they hit me with the tail.
Oh, really?
Very close. Even the leopard, like,
Oh, man.
Just to remind you. Let you know who's boss, huh?
That'll get the heart pumping.
So they're actually moving back towards the main road now. So they picked up a scent, something that they're keen to follow up on. You never know if lionesses has moved through the area, those sark females, or other lionesses that could have moved through.
Huge. You getting a little nervous there, Eddie?
no.
Amazing.
All smiles and giggles back here. I'm impressed with Edwell, as cool as ice up front with my lions passing. Well, we got lucky with the Nyaleti and her cubs again. We did follow them for about 10 minutes now, and they ended up here at Impala Dam quenching their thirst. So we're quite lucky to see this specific leopard with her two cubs drinking water quite frequently every time. So staying close to their mother, drinking side by side. It's just another perfect setting, and she's probably leading them back towards a kill. So hopefully tomorrow we can see them feed well. Another special few moments with this beautiful leopard called Nyaleti, with her 2 4.5-month-old cubs. And they're going to have some dinner tonight. And on that note, I will love and leave them. Cheers guys, catch you next time.
These hyenas, they're really cocky.
They are, especially if there's meat available. Then hyenas are very patient as well. You can hear the leopard is growling towards their presence. We counted 4 hyenas already.
Yeah.
That's right, so he's feeling a little bit of uncomfortable with the hyenas being so close to the tree that his kill is in. Hence the growling, and he was hissing now. So welcome back to you guys tuning in. Catching up with young Shigodo, the previous cub of Nyaleti. That was just a report that I got on the way to the sighting. Obviously you have to go look at the spot patterns to try and establish if it is in fact young Shigodo. It does look like him through the video camera. But he's far to the northeast, guys. I'll say even more east. Not too far from Kruger boundary. And that's typically what happens to these animals when they disperse from their mothers. After that first initial 2 years, they separate. And man, I haven't seen Shigodo for quite a while. But this guy is doing well by himself. He's got an impala hoisted up in a weeping wattle.
So can the hyenas crawl up there?
No, hyenas won't climb the trees, but if the carcass is hanging close to the ground, a hyena would put his 4 quarters on the base of the tree and try and pull it out. But they cannot. But they cannot climb it now.
So they're just smelling it and hoping that it falls down?
Exactly. So yeah, they're in the hopes maybe some pieces like fragments of meat and bone that would drop. And sometimes leopards make a mistake. When they move their carcass, they might drop it.
Look at that.
And then the hyenas... Very patient, eh? Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't even look at him.
Just to piss that leopard off.
That's yeah. Used to get under the skin of the leopard. And he's getting it right. How's that sight? What a perfect example of the different interspecies specific competition out here. Competition between leopard and hyena, age-old competition, same as lion as well.
Would they fight each other? The leopard and the hyena?
Typically they try and avoid it. Leopards, I mean, hyena's got such a severely strong bite. Like they crunch down 1,000 pounds per square inch with those jaws. So if a leopard had to go and defend itself against a hyena, he runs the risk of perhaps maybe getting a bite that can lead to him being unable to hunt. So they typically try and avoid the hyenas. But if they have no choice and they corner it, yes, they will definitely take on the hyena. But typically, leopards try to avoid them.
Do you outrun them?
Yeah, he will outrun them at a short sprint. So let's say, for instance, he's keen to leave this area. He'll wait until the hyenas may be distracted. Maybe he moves away briefly or falls asleep. Then the leopard would quickly come down, dart off and run away.
But with 4 hyenas?
Would a hyena look for a fight with a leopard?
Yes, they typically follow leopards because they know that leopards have a good chance of making a kill. And if a hyena is then close by, they can obviously scavenge from the leopard itself. So they don't really go pick a fight out of the ordinary just from a leopard. They'll rather follow it and maybe take its kill. Because the hyena would also knows that the leopard could be dangerous to him. So one good accurate bite or scratch to the lower parts of the neck can open up veins that shouldn't be opened, and could lead to certain death as well. So all species, they rather refer to more warning agnostic behavior, where they'll sort of hiss towards each other. They'll try and overwhelm each other to move out of the area, but going into a direct fight with one another, that rarely happens.
This leopard is fun.
A second hyena joining under the tree where this impala has been hoisted up in by Shigodo. He was found late yesterday afternoon. There's quite a bit of meat left, so he was here this morning apparently. Tumbela was here and another male was here. Before we actually came to the sighting, there was 3 leopards in the area, so I think Shigodo was quite irritated at this stage. Doesn't have much time to feed. He's constantly having to chase off competition out of the area.
Couldn't you just finish eating and be done with it?
Well, his belly is quite full at the moment, so maybe he's waiting until he can feed a little bit later. We did see him go up and scent the kill briefly and sort of just double checked if it's still intact and if it's still there. Now he's content, so he's laying up on the horizontal branch of a weeping wattle with some hyenas close to him, and probably later on he'll go and feed, but he's going to be digesting some of that meat first, guys. You can see his belly is quite full at the moment. Very peaceful early winter's morning. You are tuning into Heartbeat of the Timbavati. And we're in the far east this morning. There was a report of young Shigodo with a kill. Always great to catch up with this chap. Well, I can't think that Shigodo is going to want to stay there in that spot the entire day, guys. So it's going to get fairly uncomfortable not too long from now. See how he's glancing up towards his kill, just sort of for reassurance that his kill is still there. Sometimes when a leopard approaches a tree where a kill is in, moments before he jumps up, he'll sometimes look up towards the kill a few times, indicating that he might climb the tree. But where he was looking towards his right, there is water. We passed Rockfig Pan earlier on. So who knows? You never know, after all of the commotion this morning, the other leopards feeding, snarling and hissing at the hyenas. I think this boy is quite irritated and tired. Maybe he'll be looking to head off to the water for a drink.
I'm surely not pleased about this company he's having.
Definitely not pleased about the company on the ground. And the moment he moves, the hyenas will be alert. So at the moment, obviously, you can see their level of alertness is quite average. They are sleeping soundly, but the moment the leopard had to get up, you'll see the hyenas would turn towards him and...
Couldn't have anything.
yeah, they wouldn't be able to get anything anyways. So they could chase after the leopard just briefly and then come back. There we go. Okay. Look like they've agreed not to disagree anymore. So the leopard is finding a nice comfy spot on the ground, but not without any warning. He did hiss and growl a little bit. And the hyenas unperturbed by that. They are extremely patient. What a sighting, my goodness gracious.
Bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
Maybe that is the leopard 45.
Oh, that's big.
Well, what a privilege to share such a sighting with you guys. It's our time to leave Mr. Shigoro. At approaching his 3rd year, 2.5 to 3 years old, I'm very impressed to see how the confidence is oozing from him. Surrounded by 4 hyenas laying at the base of the tree where his impala is hanging. I think Nyaleti did a very good job on sharing her experience and knowledge. Just a quick follow-up update on Shigoro. We were here this morning, now it's PM time, the sun has already set, so it's just the last bit of light of the day. He's nice and active, he's standing right above his impala kill, there's not much meat left. There was a bit of action now, there's a leopard actually approaching the sighting. Couldn't see if it's a female or another young male, but Mr. Shigoro is looking sort of over our shoulders. And he was growling a little bit at this leopard. There he looks at him again. Now he's holding his ground. Like this morning, there was a possibility of Tumbela being here. She moved off. This leopard here behind us actually moving closer, is hesitating because of Shigoro's sort of dominance over his kill. Zoom out to give you a perspective of the surroundings. And of course there is a hyena on the ground again. Let's try and find him. There's the hyenas. They're very patient. These guys have been here the entire day. I probably just grabbed some fragment of bone as the leopard were feeding. So not much left on that carcass, but enough for him to sort of stay in the area and try to protect it. So slightly hesitant. There's another leopard in the area, 2-3 hyenas on the ground. Showing agnostic behavior there is a low-pitched growl. And other leopards still in the area. Quite an ominous look through the branches at Chigoro's eyes when he looks at us. Yeah guys, it looks like this male leopard is actually keen on leaving the area. He's aiming to come down. He's just double checking completely that the vicinity is cleared off. He doesn't want to jump into the jaw of a hyena. Good old body stretch. That's still growling at a contender, a leopard close by. Rather willing to go lie down on the ground and maybe warn off the intruder when he comes closer. Who knows? But on that note, guys, we're gonna leave this pretty boy on a pretty sunset evening. I'll be sure to catch you next time. Thanks again for tuning in. Cheers.